Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to be talking about the syntax in English and in other languages and how to teach and learn syntax in a new language and what some of the difficulties might be for you guys. And first I'll talk about some of the difficulties that I've had with learning Mandarin so that we can just talk about what I find difficult about Mandarin, and you can talk about a Mandarin perspective of what's difficult about English. So, um, first of all, I think that the placement of negation in the sentence can be a little bit tricky in Chinese. So, for instance, um, we would say, I do not eat. So we put the do in there and then meat. I do not eat meat. Um, you know, also with adjectives, you'd say I am not tired, but you know, um, in Chinese, if you're to say I do not eat meat, it's obviously 我不吃肉, and so the bu goes before the verb always, which is a bit interesting for me, and I think that was a challenging thing to learn at first. Also, I think that sometimes the fact that a Chinese sentence doesn't always need a verb in there. So, for instance, 我很好, that we would say 我是很好. So we would say I am very good, not I very good, because we would require a verb in the sentence. I don't know if you guys maybe had similar difficulties with learning English and having to insert that verb in there. But I think the best way for me to learn the sentence structure wasn't to learn it from an English perspective. It was just to kind of memorize these sentences and repeat them over and over again and just use them in conversation. So, um, you know, I don't think it's very useful to compare English to Chinese with the sentence structure because, I mean, obviously they're both very different languages. Chinese doesn't have articles, that's another challenging thing. And I think that it should be taught with just speech samples, examples of common sentence structure, and just communicative exercises. I'd be very curious to hear back from you guys and figure out what you have been, what is challenging for you when learning English, and what sort of techniques you used to overcome some of those barriers, and what you think the most proper technique for teaching syntax in another language would be.